So this is my camper tour. This is a 2004 Gulfstream Amerilite. Don't know what the Amerilite means, but this is it. It's 20 feet, I believe. I got my mountain bike there. I'm gonna show the back of the truck first. My supplies. I have the hood open because I needed to remind myself to check the oil. But back here I have an extra propane tank, and that's because one of my 30-pound tanks on the camper didn't pass the recertification process. It was too rusty. 5.5 gallons of gas, and then I have a 1 gallon gas can there for the chainsaw, 5-gallon bucket, snow chains, vacuum cleaner, wasp, jack stands, spare tire for the trailer. I have some camping chairs over there and an axe. And then in the blue and black tote, I have like an outdoor stove, propane heater, stuff like that. There's also a card table up there that I use to like cook outside whenever I don't want to get it hot in there. I also have this Harbor Freight 3500 watt generator. It's really quiet if you can't tell. Normally I would move it further away, but I didn't want to move it too close to the woods. So on here, I've got my homemade battery box. In here is a 200 amp hour lithium battery. And then over here is a 100 amp hour lithium battery. And they are wired in parallel. So basically I would have 300 amp hours and still have 12 volts. And I have an inverter inside. I'm gonna go inside, I guess, because it's probably the meat and potatoes of the operation. This is my Starlink cable. So I had the sewage pipe holder here. This was the factory sewage pipe holder. It did not fit the aftermarket sewage pipe, the one with the clear elbow on the end. So I put this down here with just some aluminum straps and bolts all the way across. And I used these toolbox latches to hold the ends on. It's just 5-inch fence post. So this is my new sewage pipe holder. This is my Starlink cable. Goes to the Starlink there. And I have just a regular Ethernet cable. And then it goes to that adapter right there. And it's plugged into the Starlink cable because the Starlink cable is not long enough to get to the clear view of the northern sky there. And I need it to be consistent so I don't have phone calls and stuff drop out while I'm working. So coming in the door here, I have my shower shoes, my regular shoes, all my clothes, first aid kit, 2 totes with underwear, socks. Under here's the hot water heater. Here's a cat. This is the thermostat for the propane heater. This is the check panel and the water pump. And this is for my new hot water heater that I put in. It's a gas hot water heater. You just flip the switch to turn it on. I'm not gonna turn it on right now. It also has an electric heating element, but I did not wire that up because there was not 120 volts in this wall. And then in here, I have this aftermarket Hings fan for a Hings vent. I just got lucky, and this was a Hings vent. I think that's right. Hengs is how you pronounce it. Standard toilet, standard sink. Under here, toilet paper, toothpaste, and cleaning supplies, bug spray, rubbing alcohol, lotion, the chemicals for the tank, all sorts of stuff. And then I have a mirror over here for shaving. This is my shower. I have a squeegee there for squeegeeing it out whenever it's not level. I put all of this FRP in here because when I got this thing, it was all rotten and messed up. And I also took the tub spigot out and just put in the shower only thing. Yes, I know it's upside down. No, I'm not going to fix it. So here I have shampoo, soap, shower supplies, toiletry bag with shaver, all of that stuff. And then I've got bread, bag of potatoes, crackers. In fact, I could move these over there. And then in the refrigerator, there's not much in here right now. I have some drinks, butter, apples, water, cheese, and eggs. And my freezer door falls open because the spacing here, I glued this washer on here with super glue to hold it on, because that would make the spacing perfect for it to actually magnetize. And it came off because when I got it, it was falling off, like the magnet was completely gone. Cat treats, propane stove. This is recyclable, just from breakfast. Dish soap, sponges, lighters for the stove, and then keep my towels right here. I was gonna get something and like hang them up right here, but I haven't been to Lowe's or anything like that to do that. So then down here, I have just dry goods, food, you know, all that. Top drawer is my silverware. For some reason, it won't open past this point. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to take this bottom drawer out and figure out. Down here, I have tinfoil, medicine, stuff like that, bags. And then this, so this is a vent, like this vent here, but I ran this extension cord through here because I plug my refrigerator into my power inverter whenever I'm driving, so it can stay cold, because you don't want to leave it on the gas while you're in motion because it's an open flame. Or at least that's what I've been told. So here's where I keep my cat food. I have a thermometer there, it's warming up. Up here I just have cold weather clothes, my camping backpack that's got like my hammock, hatchet, tools, all that stuff. Bicycle helmet for the mountain bike. Over there I have my phone charger, notebook, paint pad, radio, knife, you know, regular stuff. And then this side, there's nothing in here. This just is access to work on the filler hose for the water tank, and that came out of the refrigerator, and I haven't cleaned it yet, and I don't use it, so probably not going to. Then over here, on this side, I keep my cats, water, food, bowls, stuff like that. It's a little cramped in here, if you can't tell, with all of this stuff. So this right here is my charger for my lithium batteries, and this is my computer and everything for working. My inverter is down here. I still have it on, and I have the water fountain plugged into it, and that's because I don't have another extension cable to go over here. I don't know if you're supposed to charge them with it plugged in like that, but I'm doing it. So that's my computer bag. And then here, this goes to the outside. I never open it from here, but I'm going to, just for the purposes of showing. So I have a drop cord, my freshwater hose, water filter, and I believe that's it in there. And then over here is my workstation. The cat likes to hang out there. So I just have my computer, and I have this monitor here mounted to some 2x4s, and I stapled carpet to them so it could double as a scratching post. And then I have the litter box. Right here there used to be another bench like this one, but I took it out so I could put this here so it would be more spacious. And then, you know, kitty litter, scooper, trash can, all of that stuff. And then under this one, I'm not going to take it up right now because you don't care to see that. It's just the Starlink box and like miscellaneous things like caulk, screws, you know, stuff like that. Let's see what else we got. Microwave? Oh, under the bed. So under the bed is where I keep water. There's the water tank back there. Obviously, you can see it's about 3/4 full. Sleeping bag, canteen, paper towels, cat food, more cat food, grocery bags, and then over here is my power system. So back there, that white pipe, those are the cables coming from the battery boxes. And then they come in, you can see there is the shunt monitor. And then over there with the plastic lid over it is the fused 12 volts. I have a 200 amp fuse because I have a 2000 watt power supply. So if you do the math, that's the size you need. And then there's a ground bus bar, a positive bus bar. And then I have this Renogy pure sine wave inverter here. And I have this outlet hooked up to the 30 amp wired portion on the outlet. You see I'm not using the 3 regular plugs. And that's simply because I wanted to have an outlet rather than like drill a hole and have a drop cord running through here. And then I built this little enclosure, if you will, to keep all of this stuff from sliding over here or hitting the water tank. I think that's it. This is the protection in the wilderness. And yeah, I think that's it. I have a full-size bed here. This is a queen-size bed frame. You can tell because it doesn't go all the way to the edge, but this is what I had in my van. It was a full-size Japanese floor mattress. You can see it folds up. It's pretty comfortable, actually. The only complaint is you can feel kind of like the divots where it folds up, but that's okay. Over here, pants, books. Speaking of books, that one's kind of messed up right there, being in the magnet. And microfiber towels. And then in this side, we've got dirty laundry bag, and then shorts, sweatpants, pajama pants, towels, and my belt. I think that's about it. So overall, I mean, I'd say this is pretty nice. The only things that I would probably change are the way that I have all of these cables down here. So the Starlink is right there, and that Ethernet cable that's plugged up to it comes out of a hole under this, because that's where the that right there, that's where the cable comes in from the outside. And I wish I could have done this in a neater way, but there's not really any way to do it good because of the whole space requirements. So yeah, it's as good as it's gonna get. I don't really have any complaints other than the fact that when I got this, it was marketed as something really nice, and then it was actually all rotten. So that's also why these wall panels don't match, but I figured I'd put a door on here eventually. I haven't done that yet, and I'm probably not going to be honest with you. But that's because that paneling is old paneling that I had in my house from where I took it off and redid the drywall that was underneath it. It smells weird. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I can't think of anything else that I have to show, but this is pretty much what I got. Whenever I'm in motion, I move all that stuff, and I put the soap and the toiletries on the floor. The only things that fall off are paper towels most of the time, and these lighters and the sponges sometimes. The soap doesn't fall off, the cat treats don't fall off. The pan and spatula are obviously cleaned and put away up here with the rest of my dishes. But I just used it to make breakfast, so I'm not gonna put it away yet, of course. This stuff up here never falls off. It's really crazy to me, actually. And all of it's up here the whole time except for my flashlights. This is the holster for that flashlight, and then this headlamp and this phone charger, and that headset is not up there. Those are all in that little ammo box there that also doubles as a footrest while in motion. So this is pretty much it. I mean, it works pretty well. There are definitely some inconveniences to this lifestyle, but I'm gonna just do it for as long as I enjoy it, I guess, and then once I don't enjoy it anymore, I guess I won't do it anymore. That's pretty much as simple as that. And I mean, at least I got some good stuff along the way for whenever I do stop. Like, you know, I didn't have a generator before, now I have a generator. That's pretty cool. I think what I would like to have long-term in life is like to figure some way, maybe I'll save all my money and try and buy like an old farm. And when I say an old farm, I mean like a small, like, you know, we'll just guesstimate and say like 15 acres with like an old house, you know, like a 100-year-old house. I mean, that's what I have right now, is a 100-year-old house. It's just in the city, because it was cheap and it was nice, in like a nice area of the city. So yeah, that's what I would like to have eventually. I think this is pretty cool, but I don't think it would work for me long term. I don't know if I'm a dedicated camper or a dedicated traveler, and I don't know if my sweet kitty here is either. She likes looking out this window though. I had to move the monitor over and my computer over so she could look out the window. Isn't that right? Yeah. She was trying to lay down on the keyboard. She was renaming all of the files and typing stuff. So that is my camper tour. It's pretty fun. It's pretty good. The only things that I haven't mentioned is I flipped the axles, and I guess I could show that real quick. I should have showed that whenever I was outside, but I did not. So I flipped the axles for more ground clearance. So if you look under here, you can see the axles are underneath the springs rather than on top of the springs. So that is the only thing that I've done externally other than like repair work. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I always put this lock on here whenever I park because I'm anxious. But yeah, and it's not very heavy. The only thing I would say, the only like quarrel I would have is this is kind of a giant air brake. So even though it's like maybe 4,000 pounds loaded down, my truck here struggles a little bit going up steep grades. I mean, I've had this truck for a really long time, and I've towed a lot of stuff with it. I've towed other trucks like this with it. It's a GMC Sierra 2500. It's 4-wheel drive. It has a 6-liter gas engine, and I need to check my oil. That's my reminder. But yeah, I've towed a lot of stuff with it. I've towed other trucks like this. I've towed, like, the biggest thing I ever towed is probably a 1986 F-250. I towed one of those. It was a diesel. I put an engine in it. But anyway, I've towed a lot of stuff with this truck, and I've never had any issue like I have with this. But my car trailer has 15-inch wheels, and a car is, you know, shaped like it's going to cut through the wind. So if you have a car following a car on a flat deck, it's a lot more aerodynamic than this giant wall, which is only taller now that I've flipped the axles and raised it 4 inches. That's my camper tour. This is the setup here. I don't think I have anything else to say about it. If I missed something or you have any questions, you can just leave a comment and ask. I try to answer reasonable questions, you know, that I have the answer to. Obviously, if I don't have an answer, I can't answer it. But yeah, that's about it. That's my camper tour.